Alright guys, in this video I want to show you how to simplify cube roots. It's going to be very similar to the process of simplifying square roots, except we're going to do something a little bit different at the end. So we're going to start off by breaking it down into its prime factors, doing our prime factorization tree again. So I can break this down into the cube root of 25 times the cube root of 10. Those two numbers will multiply together to give you 250. And I want to keep the cube root symbol on this so I can remember that that's what we're finding the factors of each time. This can be broken down further into the cube root of 5 times the cube root of 5. Those are both prime, so I can stop there with those. And this I can break down into the cube root of 5 times the cube root of 2. If I write out all my prime factors, cube root of 5 times the cube root of 5 times the cube root of 5 times the cube root of 2, all those will multiply together to give me back to the cube root of 250. But now, instead of grouping pairs, since it is a cube root, I'm looking for triplets. When I multiply a cube root of 5 times the cube root of 5 times the cube root of 5, I put all those together, I just get 5. And what's left over is the cube root of 2. And that is my answer in simplest forms, taking this and simplifying it down. If I put this into the calculator, I'll get a decimal that is exactly the same as when I put this into the calculator. And this literally means 5 times the cube root of 2. There's a multiplication symbol that we don't really need to use right there. What happens if I start my problem out with a number outside my radical? Well, this I like to kind of circle and keep in my back pocket for later. That's just saying that's multiplying this radical there, that cube root. So I want to take this and multiply it by my simplified version of this at the end. I'm going to do the same thing I did for the top one down below here. So I'm going to break this up into factors. This is going to be the cube root of 27 times the cube root of 7. That is prime. I can stop with that one. This one can be broken down further. Cube root of 9 times the cube root of 3. That one's prime. And this one can be broken down into the cube root of 3 times the cube root of 3. And both those are prime. Writing out all of these, I'm going to have the cube root of 3 times the cube root of 3 times the cube root of 3 times the cube root of 7. And this whole thing's being multiplied by that -3 from above. I can group triplets like I did before. That's going to create the number 3. I have my leftover cube root of 7, and I still have this -3 that I'm multiplying everything by. So my final answer is going to be -9, since I multiplied those together, times the cube root of 7. And that is my simplified answer from this.